This German company produces mouth-blown sheet glass for a wide range of purposes. From contemporary wall light panels to glass sheets in 5,000 different colors and textures for making or repairing stained glass windows, to basic, colorless window glass for use in heritage buildings. The glass-making part of the process is the job of 3 types of artisans: a starter, a master glass blower, and an assistant. The starter begins by inserting the end of a blowpipe into a furnace, which is melting silica sand and other natural materials into glass. He takes a small amount of colorless molten glass out of the furnace and rotates it in a wooden mold that's lined with heavy paper to soften the surface. He inserts a metal needle through the blowpipe into the glass to pierce a pathway for the soon-to-be blown-in air. Then he returns to the furnace for more molten glass. It's too difficult to work a large quantity of glass all at once, so they proceed in stages. This time, the assistant helps shape the glass with a large mold. When the shape is set, he uses a forked tool to push the glass to the top of the pipe in preparation for blowing. The starter rotates the glass in a larger paper-lined mold to round it out some more. As soon as molten glass comes out of the furnace, it starts cooling rapidly. Once it dips below 1,000 degrees, it's no longer workable, so the team must work quickly and reheat the glass repeatedly. Another assistant lubricates the blowpipe so it will rotate easily on the support stand. The starter hands off to the master glassblower, who first rotates the blowpipe to straighten up and center the drooping glass. Then he begins turning and blowing into the pipe, gradually inflating the glass. Besides tremendous artistic and technical skill, this requires physical strength, as the pipe and glass combined weigh a hefty 14 kilograms. Time for a reheat. The assistant grabs the blowpipe, runs to a smaller reheating oven, then passes the pipe back to the glassblower, who reheats the glass, then resumes inflating it. This time, swinging it upside down to let gravity help elongate the shape. His next steps transform this glass balloon into a glass cylinder. He reheats the tip of the glass, weakens the tip with a hot burner, then reheats the entire glass, which expands the air inside, forcing open the weakened tip. The glassblower knocks a cold metal stick against the other end of the hot glass. The thermal shock causes a neat stress break, which releases what is now a glass cylinder from the blowpipe. The assistant scores it lengthwise with a glass cutter, then hands it off to the flattening team, which will transform this cylinder into sheet glass. The flattening master's assistant puts the scored cylinder into a furnace, which softens the glass in about 30 minutes. Then the flattening master reaches into the furnace with a stick from the opposite end and gently opens the cylinder at the score line. The 850-degree heat does the rest. Once the cylinder has fully opened, the flattening master irons the glass with a wooden tool. The flat sheet goes into an annealing oven for a gradual, controlled cool-down, which relieves stress which could crack the glass. The flattening master's assistant removes the glass from the annealing oven and performs a visual quality control check. The last step is to cut the edges straight. Multicolored and textured glass require additional ingredients during the melting process. Mouth-blown window glass contains certain natural variations that play with the light streaming through, creating a subtle glow that perfectly uniform machine-made window glass just can't replicate.